You didn't just see Jey Uso get taken out, you watched a message get sent. A brutal, calculated, disrespectful message. And here's the part that should make your blood boil. Whoever did it didn't just want to hurt Jey, they wanted to erase him. Think about that for a second. Jey Uso wasn't just attacked. He was hunted, left broken, left in a hospital bed, left with questions nobody can answer yet. But let me ask you something right now. Who benefits the most from Jey Uso being out of the picture? Because this wasn't random. This wasn't chaos. This was strategy. And now everything is about to explode. Because the Bloodline? They're not fractured anymore. They're not arguing anymore. They're not divided anymore. They are angry. And when the Bloodline gets angry, history tells us one thing. People don't just get hurt, they disappear. Picture this. The arena lights dim. The crowd is buzzing, confused, still processing what happened to Jey. Medical updates are vague. Rumors are flying. Nobody knows who did it. Nobody is claiming responsibility. And then the music hits. Not just one theme. Not two. All of them. One by one they come out. Slow. Focused. Silent. No smiles. No theatrics. Just purpose. The Bloodline is standing together again. And for the first time in a long time, there's no tension between them. Only one shared emotion. Rage. Now I want you to answer this honestly in the comments. Do you think the Bloodline is more dangerous united or divided? Because what we're seeing right now, this isn't unity out of love. This is unity out of vengeance. Let's break it down. Jey Uso wasn't just a member of the Bloodline. He was the emotional core, the heart. The one who questioned everything. The one who walked away and somehow still stayed connected. Taking him out? That's not just an attack. That's a declaration of war. And whoever did it, they knew exactly what they were doing. Because now, every single member of the Bloodline has a reason to snap. And that's where things get terrifying. Backstage footage starts to surface. Not official. Not polished. Raw. The Bloodline walking through the corridors like predators. They're not talking to anyone. They're not answering questions. They're opening doors, flipping tables, interrogating anyone who might know something. Security tries to step in and immediately steps back, because you don't get in the way of a storm. And this is a hurricane. Let me hit you with another question. If you were the mystery attacker, would you come forward or stay hidden? Because staying hidden might actually be worse. The Bloodline isn't just looking for answers. They're looking for someone to punish. And if they don't find the right person, they might just punish everyone. Now imagine this segment. The ring is empty. The lights drop. And the Bloodline enters together. No music this time. Just silence. They stand there, looking out at the crowd. And then finally one of them steps forward. Not yelling. Not screaming. Calm. And that's what makes it worse. Because when anger turns quiet, it becomes dangerous. We're not leaving this ring until we get answers. That line alone? Chills. They start calling people out. Names. Locker room. Legends. Rivals. Even allies. Nobody is safe from suspicion. And you can feel it, the tension building. Because at any moment this could explode. Let's pause here for a second. Think carefully. Who do you think attacked Jey Uso? Drop your theory in the comments right now. I want to see the wildest, smartest, and most unexpected guesses. Because trust me, when the truth comes out, it's going to shock everyone. Back to the chaos. Weeks go by. Still no clear answer. But one thing becomes obvious. The Bloodline isn't waiting anymore. They start sending their own messages. Matches become assaults. Segments become ambushes. Every opponent becomes a target. It doesn't matter if you had nothing to do with Jey. You're in the way. And being in the way is enough. One night it escalates. Big time. A superstar, completely unrelated, is in the ring, cutting a promo. And out of nowhere, the Bloodline hits. No warning. No hesitation. It's brutal. It's fast. It's overwhelming. And as they stand over the wreckage, one of them looks directly into the camera and says, "This is what happens until we find out who did it." Let me ask you this. Is the Bloodline justified in what they're doing, Or have they gone too far? Because there's a line between revenge and destruction. And right now, they've crossed it. Meanwhile, updates on Jey start coming in. He's recovering. Slowly. But he's not talking. Not to doctors. Not to officials. Not even to his own family. And that silence? It's suspicious. Because what if Jey knows exactly who did it?
Think about that.
What if the reason he's not speaking isn't because he can't, but because he won't? Now we're entering dangerous territory. Because if Jey knows something and he's holding back, then this whole situation just got deeper. More personal. More complicated. Backstage, tension starts building within the bloodline again. Not full division, but cracks. Small ones. Questions start being asked. Why isn't Jey talking? Who is he protecting? Or who is he afraid of? And here's the biggest question of all. What if the attacker isn't an outsider, but someone closer than anyone expects? Let that sink in. Because if that's true, then this isn't just revenge. This is betrayal. The next big moment hits like a bomb. A hospital clip airs. Grainy footage. Jey sitting up. Finally speaking. The entire arena goes silent. And he says just one thing. I saw who did it.
Pause.
Crowd erupts. The bloodline is watching backstage. Frozen. And then Jey adds. But I'm not ready to say it yet. Chaos. Absolute chaos. Now I need your opinion. Do you think Jey should reveal the attacker immediately, or is he waiting for the right moment? Because timing changes everything. The following week, the bloodline is back in the ring, demanding answers, demanding truth, demanding Jey. And then, the music hits. Jey Uso returns. The reaction? Insane. But something's different. He's not smiling. He's not emotional. He's focused. And maybe a little cold. He steps into the ring, looks at each member of the bloodline. Tension you can cut with a knife. And then he speaks. I know who did it. Silence. You want the truth?
Pause.
I'll give it to you, but you're not gonna like it. At this point, your heart is pounding. Because you know whatever comes next changes everything. Let me stop you right here for a second. Who do you think Jey is about to name? Seriously, pause and comment before you keep going. Because once the name drops, there's no going back. Jey takes a deep breath, looks around, and then
he points.
And that's where everything explodes. Because the person he points at is standing right there inside the bloodline. The reaction is instant. Shock. Denial.
Rage.
Confusion. Everything hits at once. Because now this isn't about revenge anymore. This is about trust. And trust is completely shattered. The accused member doesn't deny it immediately. And that silence says more than words ever could. The rest of the bloodline turns.
Slowly. Processing.
Trying to understand. Trying to decide what happens next. Let me ask you something critical. If someone in your own family betrayed you like that, what would you do? Forgive or destroy them? Because that's the decision hanging in the air right now. The accused finally speaks. And what they say changes everything. I did it because it had to be done. No remorse. No apology. No apology. Just justification. And suddenly, the mystery attacker isn't a mystery anymore. There's something worse. They're a traitor with a reason. Now the question becomes, was it personal? Was it power? Was it about control? Or was it about something even deeper? The bloodline stands on the edge of implosion. Again. But this time, it's different. Because now the enemy is inside. And here's the most important question of all. Does the bloodline stay united to destroy the traitor? Or does this finally end them for good? Because whatever happens next, it's not just a chapter. It's the turning point. Jey steps forward, face to face with the one who put him in the hospital. No fear. No hesitation. Just fire. You didn't break me.
Pause.
You woke me up. And just like that, the war truly begins. So now I'll leave you with this. Who really wins in the end when family turns on family? Drop your answers, your theories, and your predictions in the comments. Because this story, it's far from over. And the next move, changes everything.